Tonight on KVR News.
We take a look at whether or not Texas will turn blue this upcoming election.
UT honors Haruka Weiser.
And SureWalk takes new measures to ensure student safety.
You're watching KVR News, your leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening and welcome back to KVR News. For Monday, October 17th, I'm Ashley Tsao.
And I'm Khortlyn Cole. Thank you for joining us.
Within the past 24 hours, an Iraqi-led military offensive reclaimed 9 villages from ISIS. This is part of an operation to retake the city of Mosul from the Islamic State. The city has been under the Islamic State's control since June 2014 and is the last major stronghold in Iraq. U.S. officials say there are at least 5,000 ISIS fighters in Mosul.
However, the anti-ISIS coalition greatly outnumbered Islamic State fighters. Officials say the recapture of the city would mark the defeat of ISIS in the country. The Iraqi government and its allies are backed by the U.S.-led coalition. The UN warned that the operation could affect up to 1.2 million people.
This past weekend, Donald Trump called for Hillary Clinton to take a drug test before this Wednesday's final presidential debate. The presidential candidate suggested Clinton use performance-enhancing drugs before the debates. This all started after Trump argued that Clinton was very energetic before the second presidential debate and could, quote, barely reach her car by the end of the night because she was too pumped up on drugs. The Clinton campaign responded and said Trump's accusations are a shameful attempt to undermine an election weeks before it happens.
Texas registered a record-breaking number of voters for the 2016 November election. Officials estimate 15 million people registered to vote. This number surpassed the 2012 voter registration count by 1.3 million people. Since the March primaries, around 770,000 more people registered. The increase occurred evenly throughout Texas counties. Travis County exceeded its goal of having 90% of its voting age residents registered.
Texas holds the second most electoral votes in the nation, so the state will have a huge impact on the outcome of this presidential election. Our Jillian Gaier examines whether or not this is the year that the Lone Star State will turn from red to blue.
You know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
22 days until Election Day, and the race is still tight. Voter behavior is more unpredictable than ever, even in Texas, a reliably Republican state.
You may have a decrease in Republican turnout based on reluctance to embrace Donald Trump. He is not your standard Republican candidate.
The GOP organization Capital Republican Women says that won't happen.
There's a lot of people that, don't necessarily love Trump, but I think they hate Hillary a lot more.
Graber says voters trust Trump's leadership team of strong, traditional conservatives, even if they don't trust the man at the top of the ticket.
Texas Democrats hope to see the state turn from red to blue in November.
People are waking up to the fact that the Republicans talk a good game, but they don't actually walk a good game. And they want to give Democrats a shot.
Hillary's going to do a lot better than people, especially Republicans, think she will do.
But Henson says it's unlikely that it will be enough for Clinton to carry the state.
The thing to watch is what the margin is, and if there are some down ballot effects of the margin being smaller.
Ultimately, Henson says Texas Republicans may feel relieved if Trump were to lose.
I think if you have Hillary Clinton in the White House, it's a comfortable and familiar political position for Texas Republicans.
Jillian Gaier, KVR News.
UT lowered the Texas flag to half-mast in honor of Haruka Weiser, a UT student murdered on campus last spring. A private ceremony was held in front of the tower last Friday. There, Haruka's classmates honored her with a dance performance. After, the university launched the Walk With Me campaign, an initiative to increase campus safety culture with more lighting and police patrols. Weiser's family attended the ceremony. Her father, Tom Weiser, said it was painful to come back to UT, but it was necessary to help prevent what happened to Haruka from happening to another student.
Sherwalk recently got a new addition, golf carts. They're hoping this encourages more students to use the safety initiative. Our Nancy Hernandez has more on the story.
Student Body President Kevin Helgren says there was an increase in Sherwalk users. Sherwalk offers students a safe walk home from campus between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m.
We received a 200% increase in Sherwalk requests. And thankfully, the university community rose to the occasion. We had a number of student volunteers sign up to give walks home right after the tragedy in the spring.
Sherwalk added a golf cart and a fleet of vehicles to its service. Joel Cañas has volunteered at Sherwalk for 3 years and says adding the cart and vehicles increased safety.
It takes a long time to walk to places because you want to walk someone that's, let's say, in Kinsolving all the way to like 21st and Rio. That's a very far walk, and that's a lot of time that the person's left there waiting for us to be there. And that's just like, that's all, it's a danger in itself.
Students can request a Sherwalk by either calling or texting the service.
A male and female volunteer will meet the student and either walk them or drive them home. The cart's availability depends on that night's demand and where the student is trying to go.
Two things, we have a cart and a car. The cart is only for on-campus pickups. It's like a golf cart, and then we have a car, which is like a Trailblazer, that we can go to West Campus, North Campus.
Kelly Spence, a fourth-year economics major, says she recently used the service after studying late on campus. She is now more aware of her surroundings because of Weiser's murder.
It makes you nervous, you know, because you realize that you're not alone, and most people like don't want to harm you, but like, you realize that there are a couple that like kind of ruined it for everyone else.
Sherwalk may increase its fleet if the requests continue to increase.
Nancy Hernandez, KVR News.
Early Sunday morning, Austin police received a call about a disturbance at the club at Summer Valley Apartments. At the apartment, a woman pointed a gun at the police and yelled, "Shoot me, kill me." The two officers at the scene said they repeatedly told the woman to drop her weapon, but she continued to move towards them. After the police shot the woman, she fell to the ground, still moving and holding the gun. The officers then shot and killed her, fearing they were still in danger. APD placed the officers on administrative leave, pending the investigation. You know, this isn't the first time APD shot and killed someone this year.
It's definitely not, Khortlyn. This marks the 8th deadly shooting involving APD in 2016, the most recent being in September when burglary suspect Morgan Crocker was shot and killed after running from an apartment complex. We'll have more news after the break.
Coming up next, Austin participates in Disability Awareness Month.
And one UT track coach is under investigation.
Stay tuned for more KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
This weekend, hundreds gathered to walk in the 29th Annual AIDS Walk Austin. The walkers showed their support for 11 local HIV and AIDS advocacy groups in Austin by walking 3 miles to and from the state capitol. According to the CDC, more than 1.2 million people in the U.S. are living with HIV, and 1 in 8 of them don't even know it. Local organizations hope to raise awareness and funds for those affected by the disease.
UT ranks number 5 on the 50 best disability-friendly colleges and universities. UT ranks number 5 in the 50 best disability-friendly colleges and universities. However, the problem is bigger than our campus.
This past week, Archer Hadley, creator of Archer's Challenge, watched as students here at the University of Texas at Austin checked out wheelchairs to assist with his fundraiser. The challenge allows able-bodied people to spend the day in wheelchairs and discover problems that disabled students face each day. The challenge was also accepted across Austin in media outlets and at the Capitol, with even the mayor and other city officials joining in. The idea came to Archer Hadley in 2014 after being stuck in the rain because of inaccessibility at his high school. So far, Archer's fundraisers have raised over $120,000.
It's extremely overwhelming in a very positive way.
Students here at UT found the challenge to be informative and eye-opening.
To see athletes in chairs, not just regular students, you see the entire UT community getting involved. The president of the the entire class at UT. It's so cool that everyone here is willing to go through the program, go through the challenge, and just see the difficulties I go through, and hearing their reactions at the end, hearing, what they're ready to say. We're ready to make a change, and we're ready to help out the Austin community.
Brianna Rodriguez, KVR News.
The list of banned books in Texas prisons grew with the addition of Friday Night Lights. The Texas Football Classic novel is one of 1,500 books banned from inmates in Texas prisons. Critics argue that the list is a violation of the First Amendment rights and that the denied books are even accessible to Texas children in public schools. Other banned books include Dante's Inferno and The Color Purple. UT's head track coach Mario Sategna is being investigated by school officials for alleged misconduct. Sategna took an unspecified personal leave last month and is being questioned for ethics and misconduct. School officials have not released more information, but are saying that this is not related to the NCAA or gender discrimination. This is the second time in 4 years that a top UT track coach is being investigated.
In 2007, UT Libraries joined the Google Books project. This initiative allows students to access to fragile, underused texts. As the 5th largest academic library in the United States, UT Libraries boast over 10 million literary works across various genres and lend their services to over 9 million visitors per year from 240 countries. This October, more than 500,000 books from the Benson Latin American collection became digitally accessible. One book that was rarely touched in 100 years was accessed 3,421 times globally within a week. Students can now use more than 7 million digital materials, such as ebooks and journals. Major publishers made the shift away from print books in 2008, changing the entire landscape of the book industry. To cope with the move, specialty shops popped up where only certain genres of books are sold.
I think because, again, I sell a specific genre of book, I think people are starting to recognize that I'm a staple for sci-fi and fringe types of books. And again, I think that even young people appreciate the action of reading and smelling and just getting involved with the print version of a book.
UT students are researching ways to minimize the side effects of chemotherapy. Current treatment requires many doses of the drug to be administered around the outside of the cell before getting inside of the cell. A graduate student developed a way to administer chemo directly to the tumor cells through nanoparticles called connectosomes. This allows for a treatment with a lower dosage and can provide effective treatment for later stage tumors that cannot be otherwise treated. The researchers are applying to patent the technology and begin testing.
This Thursday, October 20th, is the last chance for UT students to get their flu shots on campus. University Health Services started their flu shot campaign this year. They estimate nearly 10,000 UT students and faculty will receive their flu shots this year. They advise students to show up prepared with their insurance and check or cash. Flu shots cost $10 and will be available at the Student Services Building from noon to 4.
Well, Khortlyn, it's definitely gotten a little bit hotter over the past couple of days.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully the fall weather will come in soon. Dani, what does the weather look like for this week?
Thanks, Ashley and Khortlyn. If you keep a light sweater handy or grab your umbrella before heading out. We'll be back with your weather forecast after the break.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Looks like the heat will let up throughout the week. Today we saw a high of 92 and tonight we will cool down to a breezy 73 degrees. Tuesday will follow with a high of 93 and a low of 73. The weather will get more cloudy starting Wednesday. It will be partly sunny with a slight chance of showers. There will be a high of 90 and a low of 68. Umbrellas may be in order for Tuesday as a chance of showers increases to 30%. There will be a high of 78 and a low of 56. The skies will clear up Friday with a cool of 78 degrees and a low of 52. This weekend promises cool weather. Saturday will be perfect for picnics. We will have a high of 81 and a low of 55. Sunday will be sunny with a high near 85 and a low of about 60. Enjoy what is hopefully the last days of this sunny weather. Live in the Weather Center, Dani Matias.
Thanks, Dani. College Press Box's Jonathan Polasek will be in the studio to talk Longhorn sports after the break. Stay tuned.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Texas received a warm welcome at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium on Saturday with a much-needed victory against Iowa State. Texas started off slow but showed signs of improvement on the defensive side of the ball. The Horns improved to 3-3 on the season and 1-2 in Big 12 play. TSTV's Tyler King was at DKR on Saturday. He reports that the improved defense is exactly what Coach Charlie Strong and the Texas football program was looking for.
During their three-game road trip, the Texas defense gave up an average of 48 points per game, but with the return to Austin, the Texas defense came ready to play.
So I told our defense, I said, listen, we got to continue to play and don't go out there and just relax and then give them the throws and let them, give up the big play. But we were able to come back and continue to pressure the quarterback and stop the run and get off the field.
Our front seven play was fantastic this whole week. Our preparation for Coach Haley, Coach BJ, and Coach Bedford, and even Coach Strong just challenging us to go out there and get sacks and get quarterback pressures and quarterback hurry-ups.
After what was a stagnant first half for the Longhorns offense, they were able to come out quickly in the second half thanks to a big touchdown from freshman Devin Duvernay.
That was good because, early on in the season we struggled at, putting up points in the second half, and that's been a big focus since then, just, playing a complete game and trying to, pick up things in the second half.
Along with the big play from Duvernay, the Texas offense got a shot in the arm in the second half from junior running back Deontay Foreman, who notched his 7th consecutive 100-yard rushing game, which now sits second all-time in school history.
Yeah, anytime you got a back that can go for 100-plus and be able to do that on the ground and be right in the middle of what we're trying to produce offensively and within tempo and get us momentum and pick up first downs, it's huge for us and huge for us to have success.
The Longhorns will now hit the road once again, this time to Manhattan, Kansas, to take on the Kansas State Wildcats this upcoming weekend. From DKR Stadium, I'm Tyler King, College Press Box.
Texas defense made some changes to the secondary. Which ones stand out to you?
Well, for me, honestly, I was surprised to see John Bonney and Chris Boyd starting in the cornerback spots. That's been Holton Hills and Devontae Davis's spots for the entire year. And to see Chris Boyd and John Bonney to both come out and play extremely well, that was definitely a surprise. They kept the ball in front of them. They didn't let many balls go over their heads, and they made sound tackles play in and play out. And they were able to lock up Iowa State star receiver Alan Lazard, which was of utmost importance for this Texas defense in order to secure the win.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Jonathan. And now our Danielle Ransom has your entertainment news. What's new in the Hollywood world, Danielle?
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News Tip Line, 475-8181.
Director James Foley revealed that virtuality will be used to bring the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey to life. Viewers will not have the chance of getting up close and personal to the two main characters, Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele. This project hopes to bring more audience to watch its successor in the upcoming years. The trilogy is set to be released on Valentine's Day in 2017. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling announced last Thursday that her new movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, will not be the last of the series. At a fan event in London, Rowling confirmed that instead of a trilogy, there will be 5 films planned for the franchise. Featuring Academy Award and Golden Globe winner Eddie Redmayne, Fantastic Beasts tells the story of a young British wizard set upon the streets of 1920s New York City. The first film of the series opens November 18th of this year, and the second is expected in November of 2018. Last week, Actress Gabrielle Union launched a $3 million lawsuit against BET and Breakdown Productions for breach of contract and misrepresentation. Union is the lead star on BET's hit series, Being Mary Jane, where she plays a successful cable news anchor. Under her contract, Union was set to receive $150,000 per episode, but season 4 instead BET combined the seasons into one, shortcutting Union and extending the contract outside its original agreements, according to the lawsuit. Well, that's for your entertainment news. Back to you, Ashley and Khortlyn.
Thanks, Danielle, and thank you for tuning in.
For updates throughout the week, you can follow us on Twitter at KVR News. I'm Khortlyn Cole.
And I'm Ashley Tsao. Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television. Have a great night.